Okay, so I'm going to do one last month ahead. I have already done two, which will already be up by the time I post this one. So if you have major Gemini, Pisces, an eighth house stellium or an 11th house stellium, then your month aheads will could be already up, and just go check those out. They're single videos, but they're really long, so it'll just be the last two that I posted. But for this collective, let's see what signs or houses are important for you to tie you to the reading. And then we're going to see how your April was to give us even more detail to make sure this is for you. And then we're going to get into May. So, this collective, what are the astrological things that are important for you? So, the sun. I know the sun is the sun, so like you have a sun sign, but first quarter moon would be really important for the Red Collective. It's likely the moon cycle that you were born on or near. But when the sun came out, I was hearing Leo, so you could be a Leo. One more. You could have a lot of really strong fifth house placements. Your sun sign could be in the well, I mean, technically, whatever your sun sign is could also be in the fifth house and other places. I want one more. And 10th house. This happened yesterday when I did a month ahead where like it wasn't any actual signs. But 10th house, the house of career and public facing image. I just want one to get like an actual sign. I didn't even think to take all the other ones out. Waxing crescent moon. Oh my god, if this is not a sign. Pluto! Okay, so Scorpio. Let's go with Scorpio and Leo. All the other things would be relevant to the right. Like if this is really going to be a reading, waxing crescent moon in first quarter, and then 10th and first house placements, and again Leo, or you could really. Well, anyways, I'm not even gonna give any more deviations because oh look, and Scorpio is on the bottom, so Scorpio is definitely important. Let's focus on the energy of those folks. And let's see what you guys were focused on in April. All right, source. I'm hearing shuffle. One sec. Ooh, split it on devil. The devil. Just not a bad card. It's really not, unless it's in reverse. Okay, source. So what was April like for this collective? Oh wow. So you've got World, Two of Cups in reverse, Three of Wands in reverse. That is really big Pluto energy. Like Pluto is ruled by death, sex, transformation, the underworld, big generational energy. But especially if you are a Scorpio, like you are ruled by that energy. And of course you would know that. But either way, and the feminine energy here is Queen of Pentacles, and she is horizontal. So upright, she's great. She's a ride or die. She's grounded. She's classy. She's realistic. I kind of see her as a combination of Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords. Like she's got a nice mind heart balance about her. Very intellectual, but also very nurturing. In reverse, she's got a really unhealthy work home life, and she can be exacting and pessimistic because she's a perfectionist. She's a little rigid and controlling in that way, and she's a green-eyed monster when she's really triggered. Now, when it comes to your Two of Cups life, which is a romantic partnership that you could have at one point felt in synergy with someone with, like very equal give and take, equals of intellect and maturity, and like you guys would have been a pair, right? Soulmate energy. It's been very codependent and unharmonious. That's what April was focused on. It wouldn't surprise me if you had an actual split from someone in the energy of Pluto, of endings, right? Especially because you've got World here, which is end of a cycle, end of a season, wholeness and completion, sure, but does that always feel great? Oftentimes, no, right? Three of Wands, these two really tell me that whoever you were connected to or in the middle of a split with currently, I don't think you're just thinking about it, but maybe we'll see. This was a long-term foundational person. It was someone who at one point felt like Three of Wands, Two of Cups upright, which is the big time manifestations, right? The home, the kids, the house, the dream job, the dream life, and with your equal, with your other half. Now it looks like a progression, lack of focus, restrictions, stalled, delayed, returning home from that codependent energy, right? So, and again, world energy, major arcana. So it's shining over clearly just this one specific area in the forefront of your mind. But because I see major arcana as gods that shine the energy of their influence on our life, it'd be hitting all four corners. You could be, having been considered a job change, or, moving, or there could have been rifts in friendships. Like there's world energy in your life. So it's 10, 10, 10, end of a cycle. And I think too, whatever had been going on in your personal relationship, you'll know if this is true, if this is really a reading. I think what was lobbed at you as your part in it is that you are all work and no play. But I think in your mind, and I think you're correct, but I think in your mind, you sort of fought back on that because you are that ride or die. Just what I'm getting. I'm not saying anything's right or wrong, but I'm just picking up what's being put down for the right collective. I want one more for these two in the middle. Seven of Swords. That's great. I mean, sorry. That is not great. I don't know why I said that like that. That is not great because that is deceit and lies, and it's the mask, but it's something we don't see. It hasn't been unmasked yet. So it's like, it can be a card of theft. Like it's just the sneakiness of things. And this is a classic depiction deck because it's one of the original, like, whatevers. But he's running off from wherever he's stealing these swords from. And he thinks he's getting away with it. That's the kind of the energy of Seven of Swords. Meanwhile, he's out in the open. Everybody can see him, but like he hasn't been confronted yet. He hasn't been found out yet. Like he might get to the next town with these stolen swords, but then people are going to be like, "Hey, didn't the blacksmith in that other town make that?" Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like inevitably they're going to get fined. Like he's going to get caught. And that's again the kind of energy. If you're in a relationship, a marriage, specifically is what it kind of feels like. And there's something bubbling under the surface here. I don't want to speak too soon, but, or if it just ended because of something like that, like your intuition. I don't know. I just want one more. Oh yeah, look, literally the card of marriage on the bottom. That's a rough one. One more for that. So two of coins over it. Maybe you are not in the middle of an actual split because you're juggling. You're trying to have adaptability and grow through change. But notice how over two cards about a relationship not working for a lot of reasons, and then a card of deceit and betrayal, there's a card about balancing, and it's a coin. So why do I feel like you are maybe, and we'll confirm it all, and like don't bite my head off, but I think you're maybe trying to distract yourself with work and balance this energy like another task. You tell me if that's right. Could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. I'm not 100% right all the time. That's just what I'm feeling. What's your emotion? Moved on. Okay, so maybe you have. Maybe you have excluded, moved on, and enlightened. So maybe something has come to the surface. You're dealing with it in a very Scorpio way, might I say, which is very reserved. You guys are my favorite water sign, so I promise this is not an insult, but the way you guys bottle up should be studied by science. It is truly otherworldly. You would never know when a Scorpio is pissed at you because they are the best at burying that emotion, but they feel the deepest. I know everybody thinks it's Cancer and it's not. Scorpios feel the deepest. It's the deepest waters. And that's why they run cool and smooth on the surface, because it's all way down there in the Mariana Trench. Do you understand? Something here feels off. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong, and it's not because there's catastrophe headed your way, but something here feels off, a little bottled up. I love that it says enlightened, that you're having this new perspective, that you're moving on, but then you're also feeling excluded. So this could also be another thing I'm hearing that's been tossed at you, that you've just cut and run, or you're excluded, whatever this is, from your life. Remember, this is what's happened for you in April, just to give me an idea of where we're starting out in May, because this is your May month ahead. So I want one more for this excluded. And of course, we can't cover the whole month. That would be an exhaustive hour, like so many long reading. Addicted. So whoever you cut out could be really hyper focusing on an obsessive thought pattern. There could also have been addictions involved in here. That could have been part of the Seven of Swords, the betrayal part of things, which is really, really unfortunate, especially if you guys have kiddos together, especially if you guys, like, in most marriages, you guys tie your lives together and it's very interwoven. So finding that out about someone is such a betrayal, like, truly. And I say in every reading it comes out in, addiction is not a moral failing, but it is something that can be incredibly destructive and oftentimes is in people's lives. And especially if you are not the one suffering from addiction, it's just like, it can be a shockwave, truly. I just wanted to validate that. But the dependency is sticking out to me on there, especially because Two of Cups in reverse is all about dependency. I think you could be, like, again, really have cut this out, and I think that would be a good thing, but there'd be a reason why I've been called to do a month ahead and get into it. Maybe just to affirm you. I don't mind doing that. I love good readings where I'm just the cheerleader. I actually really enjoy those. So, okay, let's see. Expect powerful change. Let's see what will be your theme for May. What will be this collective's theme for May? I want one more. Bringing love into the situation because nothing will come of this situation. That's kind of odd. We'll get into it for sure. But I want one more for that Void of Course moon. There you are, babe. Working through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Put that on your calendar. I don't know when the new moon in Scorpio is, but new moon in Aquarius and new moon in Scorpio. That could be the new moon that we have coming up. I don't keep track of them. I'm bad like that. Like, I don't keep track of what sign they're in. I don't really paying attention to the actual cycles as often as I maybe should. But anyways, a lot of purple here too. Your crown chakra is going to be ignited in May. I think, and I'm hearing this, we'll get into it just one second, but working through your fears, that whatever April was is gone and is not going to transition into something gray, is going to probably be the theme, right? That's what I'm feeling. And the bring love into the situation, I see that as a card of self-love and self-worth. I actually think, and I find this with Scorpios, it's so interesting. This is why you guys are my favorite, because you're just a walking contradiction in the most beautiful and intricate ways. It's like poetry to me, as a very analytical earth sign, is that you guys, again, present so, like, confident and collected and cool. And you guys sometimes have the most fragile sense of self-worth. And I don't understand how you guys can, like, energetically project out. I can spot a Scorpio in a room full of 1,000 people. Like, immediately I see you guys. And you're always cool guys, cool girls, like, cool people. Like, you're just like that, just so fucking, like, the vibe is always just immaculate. But deep down, it's like you guys don't believe it. And that's what you're projecting out. Do you know what I mean? Like, the self-love isn't there, but you're the most ruthless sometimes with your boundaries. So it's like, you would think that would come from self-love, but sometimes it really does just come from fear. It's so interesting to me. I'm like, you guys, I'm really, like, I love Scorpios for that reason. The contradictions alone are fascinating. And you guys are genuinely, like, the depth you guys have is otherworldly, like, truly the oldest of souls. But anyways, all that to say, a new start is coming. Just flipped out on the bottom. So let's just see what May, I'm hearing shuffle, May will bring. As I'm doing the reading, like, energy can change, and it oftentimes does, but as it stands right now, let's see how the energy of May looks for this beautiful collective. Ooh, a new beginning. I love that for you. Ace of Coins, that's my Midas touch. Takes years to ground. I call it my Midas touch because once it does, it feels like every single thing in your life turns to gold. Like, literally, you just touch a project or a relationship or whatever you put your mind to starts to solidify and shine with the luster of gold. And it's not just because of magic or whatever, universal influence. It's because that you have been working for fucking years to ground that card. It's the longest to ground. I say minimum 5 years takes to land an actual Ace of Coins. And oftentimes it's the Knight's Journey or the Knight of Coins journey where we don't even really understand that by the time we get to our goal, the goal will have changed a dozen times or more. But either way, we're going to get to where we need to go. This Ace of Coins, brand new beginning. Do I think that you are grounding an Ace of Coins this first week of May? No, but I think the energy to ground it is starting to sprout in the soul. You're starting to see the threads of what this might look like for you, the type of stability that it'll bring you, and security and abundance and potential. It starts to ignite your soul this first week. Makes sense with what you've come out of. That your soul would be really craving that sort of energy, and it's absolutely here, because this is not your opinion. This is just how the energy is coming out. And the reason I don't think it's grounded, obviously, but it will be, is because you've got Page of Coins, and that is about laying the foundation for the goals that you want. You're in the page stages of it, right? We want to get you all the way up to King of Coins and have that be grounded for the rest of your life. But right now, you are in the process of studying. All the pages have their special interests, they're students. And he knows how to work hard, but his ambition and his worth ethic, his faithfulness to himself and the things that he's trying to ground is what he's studying, right? So right next to it, you've got the Emperor in reverse. This first week, you are going to be dissecting in every single way everything that feels undisciplined and rigid and dominating and aggressive and that's lacked control in your life. It could have something to do with, again, what you've just walked out of. But I think it's also tied to father issues and or absent father energy in your life or other people's that has made you feel very undisciplined. This is the next chapter. This is what your world energy is bringing into your life to create a new cycle to ground an Ace of Coins. Couldn't be better, truly. Like there's aces in all the different suits, but that's the one that makes you feel the most secure. So universe, week 1 for this collective. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that makes so much sense. You're blending and brewing and alchemizing the energy from April and obviously much before that to create something new. You're breaking things down so you can make more out of what it is instead of what it was. Does that make sense? But it's from a place that is stuck, stale, stagnant, and stalemate energy, non-committal, a holdout that had always had delay tactics, made you feel blocked, a refusal to compromise. If you're sitting right now watching this, anytime during the month, it doesn't matter, or anytime for whatever reason, and you are having doubts about what you've been going through as being for you or not, maybe you were just being undisciplined, maybe you were lacking control and being rigid, you're not. Universe is confirming it. Like, remind yourself of this. There's nothing here that would indicate to me that you're making the wrong decision. And I think in your soul, you know that. So I'm just trying to validate that feeling internally that your higher self is having so that your ego doesn't try to pull you back to old patterns, right? The refusing to compromise, one of the only things a healthy relationship needs, even outside of romantic relationships, is compromise. It can't just be my way or the highway in every single situation for every single person all of the time. That's a no-win. You've learned that lesson. Remind yourself of that week 1 because it's going to be playing in the back of your mind, which is normal, but just, try to get a handle on the thought pattern. All right, week 2. One more. And there's a reason why I started going into that, because Page of Wands in reverse, week 2, you're not convincing yourself of the confidence you should be having in the decisions you've already made because you're literally sitting in a lack of confidence. You're feeling pessimistic, but it's a self-limiting belief. You need to find an energy redirect. You're already on a new path. Look at your new path. Do not look at where you're going or where you came from. and I'm saying this in the nicest way, if you've just left something that's really destructive, I know you're probably used to having that stability in your life and thinking long term with that person or that situation, but that's not what's going on anymore. You've got world energy over it. Everything we've talked about tells me you're in transition or already out of it. You need to start thinking long term towards the future, and that future looks different. You don't know what it looks like. That's a normal thing that happens when your world shifts. Literally, you need to prepare for the long term, right? We shouldn't try to plan out everything in the future because it's oftentimes not going to happen the way we think it will, which is what you're learning right now. But preparing for change, making long-term plans, expressing gratitude, next few months are going to be critical. I see the timing cards in this deck because there's 4 of them. Or are there 4? I never remember how many there actually are. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 4. I see those. I see these as divine influence, right? Because for source to send out an actual timing card, which we shouldn't really focus on the physical time of things. They're telling me to tell you that like they're around you. They're around you for the energy that you're trying to walk through and trying to bring in. And they're giving me solace in like, this is not going to last forever. Do you get what I'm saying? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you are preparing for a harvest season. Right now, you're in germination phase because you're in page energy, student energy, right? All right, so week 2 for this collective. One more. So clearly week 2, and it wouldn't surprise me if it starts to trickle in at the end of week 1. Week 2, there is blabbermouth energy around you, right? So some sort of gossip, some sort of, chatterbox energy, untrustworthy secrets, talking behind your back, which it's a self-interested behavior. It is deceitful and it is sleight of hand. Something's off, something's wrong. Do not focus on it. No wonder they're giving me a timing card for week 2 so that you don't focus on this. Who cares? If you have to block people, remove yourself from situations, get off social, whatever you have to do to not engage in this behavior, you need to do it because this is going to fuck up your thought pattern, right? This is going to make you feel like you don't have confidence, like you made a mistake. It's not actually true. It's just people talking for attention because you've shut them out or you're moving on or whatever, right? It is not something you need to be concerning yourself with because it is just noise. That's what I'm hearing. Like it's truly just noise. And I think you know that, but it's going to be hard week 2 because it's brushing up against your pessimism and the limiting beliefs that you're trying to change, right? What's week 3? Oh, good. So week 3, I think it's obviously a part of whatever situation you're leaving, right? Because you've got 10 of coins in reverse. But I think, especially if you're like a very successful person, which I get the feeling that you are, if you've come out kind of as a queen of coins, it could be someone trying to rattle you in order to get some sort of financial gain or financial compensation from you. Do not let it bother you. Like I'm almost intuiting that it's some sort of situation with an actual divorce where like whoever you are separating from is trying to get a bunch of money out of you. If you've hired, like you're smart enough, I'm sure you've hired a lawyer to take care of do not engage. Like set new boundaries with them. Like, hey, this is what I'm willing to offer, at least for the next week. I'm not negotiating. Like do whatever you have to do. Put that shit on ice. I don't know, make decisions that come from a higher place because with this blabbermouth energy, it really is just trying to suck you into this whirlwind of deceit and you don't need to be a part of it. A third week of May, the love of money is the ruling energy for that week, but you are going to have mental clarity over it. So moon energy, releasing fear and anxiety, hearing and trusting your intuition, things are going to be unveiled. I'm hearing this is going to be a really hard thing for you to see because I think you have a lot of integrity. And I think that even if you are a little bit of a workaholic, like I don't think you're unfair. I don't think you're unwielding. I don't think you're unbending. I don't think you take advantage of people. And this I think is going to feel like kind of throwing salt in the wound is what I'm hearing. This is bankruptcy, contracts, inheritance, family feud, money concerns, financial losses, or gains. You're going to have mental clarity over this. I want one more. This 10 of coins in reverse. Yeah, strength. Oh, I love that the chariot came out with this. You're going to have strength of will over this. There's going to be forward momentum if you can keep your willpower about you and be proactive and self-focused and only engage in things that sort of give you enthusiasm and gratitude. Like you do whatever you want to do. I know sometimes like I'm more of a bulldog when it comes to dealing with people, especially when it comes to money, where I'm like, I'm not going to budge, but I'm an earth sign and sometimes that gets me in trouble. Sometimes the easier thing to do is give someone what they want so they'll go the fuck away. Like you just, you know what I mean? Like you know what's best for you. I trust you. You should trust you. And the universe is behind you for you to trust you. Week 3, don't question it. Um, let's see. Universe week 3. Oh, what's that? What did that come out with? Yeah. I'm a little worried that this fireworks card is here. Let's get one more for that. But I'm hearing passion for life as well. Yeah, so week 3, universe is how they're seeing this and also the energy that they're going to be helping you or giving you to help you deal with this is illumination energy. But I have personally dedicated this card to mean that whoever I'm reading is literally magic, like a magic person in the way that I'm a magic person outside of just being magic because you're alive. Like you're some sort of practitioner, you're some sort of witch, you're some sort of very connected being that creates illumination for others in your life, that has a lot of self-discovery, that's a soul spark, that's constantly getting light coached. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you're watching tarot, you're already connected, but this is another level. You don't have to actually do what I do. I doubt that you do, but this someone exceptional, it tells me like there's something here that really breathes life into you remembering that about yourself, and it helps you easily remove obstacles. Universe is supporting you in the decisions that you make when you're doing that. I do think you come from a little bit of a passionate place, and that's not bad. That's not bad, and I support that 100%. But just remember that sometimes there's a pressure relief valve on all of us. We can only get pushed to a certain point before sometimes we explode. And sometimes we do have the right and can take the space up that's needed in order to be like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, you can only push someone so far. If someone brings you to a point of explosion emotionally, it is not your fault for reacting. It's their fault for pushing you. I just want to say that. But the hesitation that I'm feeling around supporting that should probably tell you to make sure that if you are coming from an explosive place when you are removing obstacles, you're not also stinging yourself in the short term and the long term, right? I know that's hard when we're in a place of emotion, like an emotional trigger, but this elephant card says keeping your wits about you. If I ask for another one about the fireworks card, I think the universe is saying, like, have that. You can bite and sting, but sometimes you will end up getting a return of that energy. So just, be powerful, but be wise and trust in yourself. Okay, week 4. We'll probably have to come back to this and watch that because I find this too, you Scorpios. Again, you guys are so even tempered, but when you do sting, it is the sting of a fucking lifetime because you guys build up more than anybody else. You are the pressure cooker beyond pressure cookers. It is explosive. It is fucking neutrons colliding for you guys when you get to a point of stinging. And I know that specifically about you guys, so just keep it in mind. Like, I'm a big fan, but sometimes you hurt yourself. All right, week 4. Leos too, because now I'm hearing myself say it. Like, if you're also a Leo, you guys do the same thing. It's not quite as serious. You guys are a lot more loud about the way you guys, and you know that. But Leos, too, like when you guys get triggered, you fucking bite. And again, you can't blame people for defending themselves and having reactions, but sometimes it does us more damage. You'll know. One more for that. Oh my god. Do you meet someone week 3? There's no fucking way. I want one more. Whoa. Oh my god. Bestie, what are you getting yourself into week 4? And now this fireworks card is making more sense. Listen, this is not coming from a place of judgment, but what you just got for week 4 was Queen of Wands upright, King of Coins upright, Two of Cups upright. Coming from a week where there's explosive energy, and this card literally is about passion. Like, it's about romantic passion. It's not just about an explosion of emotion. So then you get this love interest. I'm not saying don't do what you want. You're an adult. Do what you want. But I asked for one more over that Two of Cups upright with these two energies because this feels new. I don't think this is old. I don't think this is old at all. And then you've got Temperance in reverse with King of Wands in reverse. I feel like I'm just gonna say it. I feel like there's some sort of showing someone what they missed energy going on week 4. And what I'll say about that, again, do what you want, have bodily autonomy. But if you're doing that, if you're doing whatever this is, and whatever this is, a loving exchange through passion in order to make somebody upset, it is not going to go the way you think it will. It's going to create tyrannical, ruthless energy in somebody else that's going to be excessive and create discord and imbalance. This card literally is a card of antagonism. I would say, if you were to ask me, like, my genuine, honest opinion, I would say don't. Like, just don't do that. And if you're going to do it, like, be quiet. Keep it under wraps. But two people can't keep a secret, typically, 100% of the time, right? You have to worry about the other person having a blabbermouth, especially if there's already blabbermouth energy. This is I think this is kind of a test for you to not fall into that pattern of stinging and getting stung. It's a little bit of a self-indulgence. Don't come out of center and don't rely on external to validate you and your experience. I think you need to find more stillness within and be careful about the decisions you're making right now, especially if it has to do with money. You don't want to be fucking up things when you're in a contract. It's like, if I don't know if you've ever had the experience of buying a house, but when you buy a house or you go to start looking for a house and you get a pre-approved for a mortgage, they say don't make any big purchases because that will disqualify you when it comes time to actually sign paperwork because you look like a risky person. That's like what's coming to my mind. So just don't, like, truly, bestie, do what you want and I support you, but I wouldn't be. Let's see what the universe says. Like, this feels like exciting on a petulant level. Like a little bit like, whoa, what are we doing? But on a spiritual and like from me to you, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be doing that. Universe week 4. Oh, the wheel is at play. It's out of your hands. And a card of new beginnings. Oh, God. Something that's very spontaneous, but it's coming from a place of inexperience. I'm not saying it's bad either, but maybe just keep it under wraps. Do you know what I mean? Like, a huge fan of you moving on from the shit and finding someone who ignites that in your soul, that new perspective, making you be carefree, having fun, opening up that heart chakra. I'm a huge fucking fan. I just don't want it to create discord and drama and antagonism, right? Think about why you're actually doing it. Because outside of it not being a great idea for you, it's not okay to use somebody else in order to make somebody jealous. That is childish, destructive, and toxic, right? I've done it in the past. That's why it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's coming from a place of experience. I've learned better. I think you know better. Don't do that, right? If this is a genuine connection, which it very likely could be because there's some sort of loving exchange here where two people are in sync and it's mutual feelings and it's an agreement. I love and support that. But again, Wheel of Fortune's here saying a lot of this shit is out of your control. Do not create a karmic cycle and a karmic loop that you're going to have to pay for later, right? This card's just getting what you deserve. Oh, God. One more for that. Winding road, taking the long way. It's going to be a part of your self-discovery. Maybe this is just a lesson you need to learn, but a card about patience. I love how, I'm noticing this too. I love how we started this off as Like you've been working on patience and the long road and the journey and learning, laying the foundation. And then as the month goes on, it seems like that lesson just fades very quickly into the background. And I'm just noticing it. So I want to bring it to your attention that we need to probably get back to this and not focus on this, right? I'm a huge fan of, especially when people end very serious relationships that require lawyers to sever, that we do not jump into something like this right afterwards. And it's not because you don't deserve it, but it's because the soul needs, in my opinion, the emotional well-being of a human being needs time to properly process the ending of this. And you cannot do it in a month. If what you've been going through, that is like dead and old for years, fine, full speed ahead. But I don't feel like it is. You tell me. I think it takes minimum a year to really settle down from a split that I think you're going through. Minimum a year, minimum. I don't know if this is true or backed up by science, but I know people say it takes half the time you were with someone to get over them. I don't know if that's an accurate equation, but in my experience, it actually takes more. As someone who spent all of my adult life in long-term relationships, my longest relationship was nearly a decade. I am 35. Okay, do you understand? Like, take it from me and my advice. I think this, whatever's going on, have fun. But this self-discovery is going to take the long way. And I think you don't like that. But I want everything I've said, what happens next is out of your hands if you do not. Like, I think the universe is going to put you on this long road anyways. Have fun, whatever. I don't think it's going to last because this is here. And that might be fine. That might be fine. That might be something that you're okay with, a short-term fling, whatever. But I think it might be getting in the way of what you're trying to close out from April. So, last one. Oh, it's juicy. It feels like really good Saturday afternoon gossip. I just have to say that. Like, I'm not trying to. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm genuinely not trying to make a joke out of your life, but you just got the Phoenix. You're about to get a Phoenix period. A death, a rebirth, a catalytic heart awakening, rising up from the ashes, total transformation, complete renewal. Maybe this is your person towards the end of the month. I don't know. Either way, it's destined. Whatever's happening at the end of the month, it's destined. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you protect yourself. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and the fucking Phoenix come the end of May. Huge, huge energy. Oh my God. That is wild and intense. It's unstoppable is what I'm hearing. So either way, be excited. Maybe I'll make a note on my phone to tap into you guys like end of May and see where you're at with that. But what was I gonna get? I want one of these to see May, what your karmic chains will be. See if it lines up. The cycle stops with you and set healthy boundaries. Perfect. So you are the one your ancestors prayed for. The pain ends in your hands. Choose differently now. Just remember that. You're breaking generational curses. And also, set healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries protect your energy, stand firm in what you need in order to thrive. No wonder you're going to get a Phoenix period. Those are really fucking painful. That's why I'm a little blown away, because it's not like being touched from the heavens and getting all your wishes come true. It's burning in the fire of transformation, and it's being guided by the destiny of the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever happens, like, we walk away better people. We walk away completely renewed in that fire, but we have to be burned to the ground in order to do it. You could be coming out of a Phoenix period, but either way, that's the karmic chains for April that you're trying to break free from. And I think you will. All right, let's get you just a message. I actually want to just get you one of these very quickly. What they're trying to activate in your soul in May, what source is trying to activate. Oh. Third eye activation. No wonder with the purple. They're really trying to get you to trust your intuition. So, I don't know. And I haven't had this practice in a long time, but I've been thinking about going back to it. If you're someone who, for cultural, like it's culturally normal for you to cover your crown chakra when you're in public, I'm hearing that kind of very specifically. Maybe get back to that practice of protecting your crown chakra. Um, in whatever way, like with some sort of head covering, or even like I used to have a headband that had crystals on it. Like whatever you do, they are trying to create this clear seeing within you that is your true inner vision. They're igniting it. I believe that. All right. Message for this collective. Self-sabotage. End of May. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's the inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. Just keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. Good luck.